War does not always announce itself with explosions. Sometimes it arrives quietly, on a held breath, through a rifle scope. In the jungles of Vietnam, death often came without warning. No sound, no movement, only absence. To one man, the jungle itself seemed to move with intent. He wore a single white feather on his hat, not for decoration, but as a challenge. To the enemy, he became a rumor, a ghost, a curse. To the United States Marine Corps, he became a legend. This is the story of Carlos Hathcock, the sniper who turned patience into a weapon, discipline into survival, and restraint into doctrine. This is War Files Uncovered. Carlos Norman Hathcock II was born in Arkansas in 1942. He grew up poor, hunting to feed his family, learning early that ammunition mattered and missed shots meant hunger. By his teenage years, Carlos wasn't just shooting. He was studying wind, distance, stillness. At 17, he enlisted in the United States Marine Corps. He wasn't chasing glory. He was chasing mastery. What he didn't know yet was that his patience would one day decide life and death hundreds of times over. Vietnam was not Europe. It was not Korea. It was heat without relief, green without horizon, an enemy that refused to stand and fight. The jungle swallowed sound. Sight lines vanished after a few feet, and in that chaos, snipers became something else entirely. Hathcock arrived in Vietnam in 1966. Unlike most soldiers, he did not rush to prove himself. He observed, he waited, and when he fired, it was never wasted. Most snipers hide everything. Hathcock did the opposite. He wore a white feather on his boonie hat, visible from a distance, daring the enemy to find him. The North Vietnamese did more than notice. They placed bounties on his head. Entire units altered patrol routes. Enemy snipers were sent specifically to kill him. The feather became psychological warfare. Hathcock understood something many did not. Fear works both ways. One day, Hathcock realized he was being hunted. A glint, a flicker of glass. Another sniper was watching him. For hours, neither man moved. Then, a fraction of a second, Hathcock fired. The bullet traveled through the enemy sniper's scope, through the lens, and into his eye. A shot so precise it defied belief, confirmed by witnesses. In Vietnam, legends were born quickly, and they spread faster than truth. Hathcock's most infamous mission did not involve distance. It involved time. Assigned to eliminate a high-ranking enemy general, Hathcock crawled through open terrain, grass barely high enough to conceal him. It took days. He moved inches at a time, paused for hours, endured ants, sun, enemy patrols passing within feet. At one point, a soldier nearly stepped on him. Hathcock didn't move. When the moment finally came, the shot was clean. Then he crawled back the same way he came. No celebration, no rush, just survival. In another moment that would define sniper history, Hathcock mounted a scope onto an M2.50 caliber machine gun, never intended for precision shooting. From over 2,200 meters, he fired a single shot. It hit. For decades, it remained the longest confirmed sniper kill in history, but Hathcock rarely spoke about it. Distance didn't impress him. Discipline did. The battlefield took its toll. Hathcock was severely burned while rescuing fellow Marines from a burning vehicle, refusing evacuation until others were safe. Later, multiple sclerosis ended his active career. For a man who lived by control, losing physical control was its own battle. But even then, his mission wasn't over. After Vietnam, Hathcock helped create the Marine Corps Scout Sniper School. He taught more than marksmanship. He taught restraint, identification, rules of engagement. He believed snipers should fire only when necessary. One shot, one decision, no excess. His influence lives in doctrine still taught today. Stories grew larger than the man. Kill counts inflated. Myths eclipsed nuance. But those who knew Hathcock say the truth was quieter. He did not celebrate death. He carried it. He believed responsibility mattered more than reputation, and that silence was part of the job. Carlos Hathcock did not seek fame. He sought precision, control, and an end to chaos, one decision at a time. In a war defined by confusion, he brought clarity, not by firing often, but by knowing when not to. This was Carlos Hathcock, the man who became the jungle's shadow. And this is War Files Uncovered.